Alright guys, how you doing? It's Rabea, hope you're all well. So in this video, we're going for a good old-fashioned pickup comparison, specifically bare knuckle pickups. So many of you have probably heard, if you follow bare knuckle, that they released the Polymath humbucker set, which is a collaboration with Adam Nolly Getgood, who I'm sure you all know as Nolly, and he's been working with bare knuckle for longer than I've known bare knuckle for, so predating sort of 2007 when I got switched onto them. And so it was a bit surprising that they'd never done a signature pickup with Nolly before, but in any case, I'm really glad they have. So in this video, we're going to be comparing my signature bare knuckle silos with Nolly's signature bare knuckle polymaths, because I've been asked quite a lot, how similar are these pickups, given the fact that both Nolly and I sort of sit in a similar realm in terms of guitar tones, at least modern, you know, like the high gain stuff. We have similar tastes, and it's also worth noting that Nolly was instrumental in me designing my silos. We were at his house with Tim going over it, and I was, you know, working with Nolly and talking to him about the kind of tones I wanted and how we could all bring that together with Tim. So like he's had a major part in the sound of those, I would say, and also knowing that we like similar tones, I would have kind of guessed they won't sound too far from each other, but who knows. So if you follow my Instagram page, you'll have seen that I installed my polymaths to my Mayones Aquilar Elite S, which is here. As you can see on the close-up, I got the Nolly signature sort of geometric covers on a kind of aged, aged sort of silver, aged chrome cover. And I think they look absolutely awesome. So I was really happy to put them in this guitar, just because this had silos in it originally, but a lot of my guitars now have silos in, and it was nice to have a different flavor. And I'm really looking forward to using this in the studio as a result of putting the polymaths in. So obviously this isn't going to be like a scientific like-for-like comparison, because I just don't have the time to keep wiring in two different sets of pickups and doing all that sort of stuff. So what I've done is went and found the guitar that I felt sounded the closest sort of frequency range to this, you know, from its construction, from the wood, from whatever else. You know, I went through a bunch of different guitars that had silos in, and for me, when I plugged in this one, it sounded the closest in terms of a palette to listen to the pickups on, or whatever. So we're going to be using my ML1 Beer Relic. The cool thing about using this guitar is this is the actual set that stayed in the guitar when we landed on the sound of them, and it's really cool that actually we're using the guitar that I guess I decided on the sound of the pickups. So this was the canvas that we used to design the pickups on, which I think gives it the fairest comparison outside of, you know, obviously installing the pickups into the same guitar. And I figured we would also use the Devel Elite because it's got silos in it, it's got a 5-way, so, you know, we can get those positions 2 and 4 like on the Aquilar, which you can't get on the Relic because it's a 3-way. So just to compare the two blended sounds, it is worth saying that this has got a Charlotte harness bridge on it as well, which does sound completely different to, you know, the Goto bridge in there or the Floyd Rose that's on the other guitar. So that is worth pointing out. But either way, you know, I'm just trying to cover all bases really, because I figured it would be fun. In terms of amps, we've got the Twin Sister for a clean, we've got the Victory VX100 for a crunch, and then we've got the 5150 for a high gain. I've got a Maxon OD8 on the floor, and we're using the KHE to switch between all the different load boxes, tube amp expander, torpedo, and the SUR reactive IR in this instance. So without further ado, let's crack on. So we're going to do the boring bit first. We're going to do bridge, middle, and neck. And we're going to go between my old Chapman Sig Relic and the Aquilar S. So you're going to hear bridge on this, then bridge on that, and perspective. So here we go. This is the bridge on the polymaths. So now let's move on to position 2 and 4, and I'm going to switch over to the Devel Elite. Okay, so now we've done the kind of boring bit. I'm just going to play on this guitar and then on my guitar, sort of see what they sound like. Anyway, let's move on to some crunchy tones. Okay, so we're on to the 5150 high gain tones to test these pickups out. Got the max on OD8 in front, OD808 even in front. For all those interested in the settings, the gain's about halfway, and I've just dipped a little bit of mid. So this is how it sounds. Okay, well, that's all the kind of testing stuff out of the way. At this point, we're just going to hear a little bit of playing between the two guitars on different tones. Okay, well that about sums it up for this comparison video, sort of comparison video between the Polymaths and the Silos, both from Bare Knuckle. Firstly, I just want to say a huge congrats to Nolly and to Tim for creating another absolutely awesome set of pickups. And secondly, I just want to get this out of the way that, you know, if you want my opinions on this situation, I am a huge Bare Knuckle fan, have been since 2007 when I discovered them, so consider me biased. Like, Like, I haven't heard a bad sounding bare knuckle pickup at all. So let's just get that out of the way. I'm really glad I did this video. Of course, you know, if it was going to be about all the clinical comparisons, that's not really what I was interested in, because I didn't have the time to wire in the pickups over and over again to have a listen and listen back and all that kind of stuff. Wasn't really the point. In this, I wanted to find two similar feeling and sounding guitars that have silo and Polymath in, that I could just A/B and watch back once John's edited this video, so I can really hear how close they are. Straight off the bat, from how I've been listening to it over the shooting this video, the silos have, obviously they've got more output, so they're a little bit more compression, and they're almost like louder, almost, it feels like, even though that's not the case, it's how it feels. Whereas the Polymaths have got like a more politer approach, whereas when you dig in, you have to give it way more to get them up to where the silos might be in terms of that dynamic range thing, which is absolutely awesome because they're really dynamic pickups. The Polymaths we're talking about right now, they're really dynamic pickups. One thing I would say is that I'm almost more used to the support that I'm getting under the silos and that dynamic range. Whereas with the Polymaths, they're really open, they're very clear. The biggest tonal difference I'm hearing is the neck pickups are very different between the silo and the Polymaths. So there's less of it, there's less in it for the bridge, but on the neck, it's more of a taste thing. Do you prefer that warmer, sort of almost like warmer, almost woollier kind of neck tone? Or do you like that kind of sort of more hollowed out, sort of bluesy spank kind of neck tone, which I personally prefer, which is why the neck pickup in the silos does sound that way out. So that is a big difference. Honestly, you're gonna have to have a listen to them in you know, back to back in your own room, actually have to play on them, because it's all about feel at the end of the day. You know, I'm recording this in my rig at home, you're watching it on YouTube, it's not going to sound exactly the same as it did to me in this room. It's all about how it feels to play, how it makes you feel when you're playing it, and how comfortable it is overall. Really happy with the sound of the Polymaths in my Aquilar, and I'm just glad I've got a new guitar to kind of, new sounding guitar to track, double tracking guitar parts for my songs and stuff, because I always use two different guitars, either left or right. So with this now, I feel like these are my go-to like rhythm tracking guitars now, because I mean, I know Nolly makes great rhythm tones and I really love the sound of my pickups, so together should get some pretty fat results. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, thanks for watching the comparison. I'd love to know which pickups you prefer, which ones you like the most in the comment section below, or if you've got either of these pickups and what your thoughts on them are, and if anyone's, you know, struggling to make up their mind, maybe you could pitch in and help work out which ones they want to purchase. In any case, thanks for watching this video. I will link everything in the description box below. Thanks to Bare Knuckle for always making great pickups, and to Nolly for being a legend. Like, subscribe and share. I've been Rabea, and I will see you all very soon.